Welcome back, everyone, to Peaceful Oracle. This is your weekly reading for November 1st to November 7th. So let me just get into the weekly energies, and then I will go into each of the signs. Okay, so November is a month of following your intuition. I think that in October, we had a really big clearing. So it's almost like many of us came to this pit stop or a fork in the road. And we were presented with some challenges or some big decisions to make and lots to think about, lots to see, lots to uncover. And so as a lot of old energies are starting to clear out and a lot of things are shifting, especially in relationships, I feel like I needed to say that. I feel like relationships seem to be playing a huge role right now. A lot of I almost want to say a lot of karmic relationships or agreements are starting to come to an end, and we're just all moving on to this new chapter. Many of us are, at least. So in November, this is more about connecting with a higher purpose, a higher calling, and what I'm hearing is doing things differently from how we've always done them. So if, for example, we've always kind of lived our life based off of what is logical or what is just practical, this is the practical solution regardless of what my heart wants or what my intuition is telling me, this seems to be the logical route to take. What I'm seeing is that a lot of us, not saying that we're not going to be logical or we're not going to apply those traits to the decisions we make, but what I'm seeing is that for many of us, we're starting to honor this intuition a bit more. That is starting to come into play a lot more. Like there's this inner awakening or calling that we're starting to sense. Some of us are starting to wake up to the idea that not everything has to be so planned out, and I guess what I'm trying to say is it kind of include a little bit more of this magic or this dream, this intuition, this vision, kind of coming more from I'm feeling guided or called to this place. I think, a lot of us already kind of do that, but for those who don't, you're going to start seeing more and more people kind of starting to do that, starting to kind of play around with this idea that I don't know why, but I just feel like I have to go in this direction. So I'm going to trust that. And so there's this shift over into more of a spiritual way of life. We're kind of at least incorporating more of that into, people's individual personal decisions and the way they live. So you'll see a shift there. And then so for others of us, it'll be kind of like we're starting to follow a path that resonates with us on a higher perspective, like a higher calling. And so that's going to bring with it a lot of surprises and gifts. And some things may catch us off guard. Some things I'm seeing a return of things that we might have abandoned or forgotten about a long time ago. So for some of us, that's again in relationships, or for some of us, it's also an interest, a hobby, or a career that we wanted a long time ago. And then we kind of might have abandoned it and now we're coming back to it, that kind of thing. So some things may be coming full circle. And it's not that what I'm hearing is that it's not necessarily because things are returning from the past. It's more like sometimes when we are drawn to something as a child, it's actually more in alignment with our soul than some things that we tend to be attracted to as we get older. Because as we get older, that ego starts to come more into play. And when we're children, we're a little bit more tuned in with more of our true soul, our true self. And so we don't have all that conditioning or those experiences yet. So it's coming more from this place of a more unconditioned place. And so it actually, those things really did resonate with our true self. And so as we get older, we start to kind of abandon those things because of the experiences we go through and the things we learn or the things that we get conditioned into and out of. So as we're kind of coming more into alignment with our true self, you'll start to see that some of those things from our childhood will start coming back into play, because that's actually what's really in alignment with who you really are, versus what we thought we were. So you'll start seeing more of things like that. Like you'll start seeing a flow of true soul alignment type of projects and works, and even relationships, the type of relationships that really resonate with who we are as people. And you'll see the people that we might have kept around for the sake of, not for the sake of, but just kind of at that time, that's what we resonated with because that's who we were at the time. So as these maybe false images or false personas or versions of ourselves start to fall away, we're coming more into this new space of authenticity. So November is going to be about embracing authenticity and our intuition and coming into an alignment with our true self. So beautiful message. November is a wonderful month. I think that many of us are going to enjoy it. It definitely doesn't bring with it the intensity of October, but there's still a lot of changes that are happening. The changes are not going to stop. And it's a good thing. I think that it just takes a little bit of adjustment. It takes some time to reorient ourselves with these massive shifts that are happening. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself, make sure you take care of yourself. That's going to be an important thing to keep in mind in your day-to-day habits, to make sure you nurture and take care of yourself in the best way you can. You don't have to go overboard with it. Sometimes we're not feeling so great, and there's only so much we really feel like we have the energy to kind of pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and do. So it's just to be, whatever it is that you can do, just even a little bit is better than nothing. So wonderful. Okay, let's get into the cards here for the week of November 1st to the 7th. Yeah, higher ground. Beautiful. So, okay, so as things are kind of changing and shifting around, you may find that some of the people around you are not liking this new you, or may not like this, not resonating with these changes. So you may be changing as a person, and so the people around you are kind of like, if they're not really on that path, they may be struggling with it, or it may just kind of have this a reaction to how you may be pulling away, or your energy is kind of like shifting into another space. And so what I'm hearing here is to allow yourself to just see the situation from a higher perspective with this card, and just to understand and know the kind of like the energies or the intricacies behind the veil. So instead of looking at someone by just their reaction to something, it's almost like we'll be able to kind of understand why they would be reacting like that. And it's like you can see exactly the blueprint or what's happening, and kind of like you're able to take that neutral observer perspective to a situation. And so you don't really have to react with them, like you're not going to feel the need to, it's not going to be like a battle of egos. It's kind of like, it's almost like it's more like you watching someone's ego and not participating in it, and just kind of watching it and being like, okay, well, this is happening, or I'm watching this and I know why it's happening and why they're kind of like, I can see what they're kind of going through and what the experience is, but I don't have to like participate in it. I don't have to be a part of it. So kind of like staying out of the drama as much as you can by becoming an observer. That's what I'm hearing here. Middle of the week for November 1st to the 7th. Leap of faith. Okay, so some of you may be getting some offers. Some of you are going to just get some really brilliant ideas. And what it is that it's almost like, what I'm hearing is, what do you have to lose? Like there may be some ideas where there's really no reason for you to not try it, right? Like don't talk yourself out of trying something, is what I'm hearing. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least right? Like just try it. It may work. Like just kind of throw your hat in the ring, or just give it a shot is what I'm seeing. So, and I'm also seeing that you are protected. You may feel like you are going out on a limb on something. You may feel like something is risky. You may feel like you're taking a chance on something, but what I'm seeing is that you are strongly supported, and you're not as unsafe as you think you are by taking a risk on something. So if this is like a job offer and it kind of feels like really different from what you would normally pick, or, you know, it's kind of just, you get that feeling that this feels like a risk, or, oh my God, do I want to do this or not? Just know that it's not actually, you kind of have like an energetic support or protection around you. And I'm also hearing that for some of you, there's also physical protection. So you may have more people supporting you in your life than you think you do, or more people kind of keeping an eye on you, or more people just kind of, they have your back. Than what you can see. So being able to take those risks and put yourself out there. There's also something here with the leap of faith about shining and showing the world who you really are and overcoming some self-limiting beliefs about yourself. What I'm seeing here is that this is going to be an opportunity. Some of you may be doing something or kind of experiencing something, going through something where it's actually bringing out some really old shadow aspects, like things from childhood, you know? And it's almost like I'm hearing the word eradicate. So, you know, it's like a chance to finally eradicate some really painful programming, self-limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, those kinds of things, telling ourselves we're not good enough, telling ourselves that, you know, we can't shine like other people, or that there's something wrong with us, or people are going to laugh at us or make fun of us, that kind of thing. If those are kind of those painful experiences we had growing up, you know, we learn that it's not okay to show who we are. We learn it's not okay to be free, that people are going to look at us, judge us, make fun of us, all that kind of stuff. So that just keeps coming up for me. So that's what I'm gonna express. That's what I keep hearing. So if we kind of went through some of those experiences, then it's going to be an opportunity for us to kind of prove to ourselves that, look, I am safe in the world. And just because some of these experiences I had in childhood doesn't mean that it's just going to always be like that. And people are going to always be like that. Yes, there's always going to be unkind people in the world. I wish it was different, and I wish it wasn't that way. But the reality is that there's always going to be people out there that don't like something you do, or, you know, whatever it is. But I think the thing here is that something that sometimes we don't know when we're growing up or as a kid is that we don't have to believe the people that kind of judge us. You know, like, we don't have to take that on. We can let it roll off our shoulders, or we can allow ourselves to process those experiences if we need to process those experiences. So however it is that you want to, you know, kind of process through those experiences, it's like we can let ourselves believe in something different or do something different going forward, because we don't want to keep retelling that story. That's what I'm hearing with the leap of faith. It's kind of like coming out of our comfort zone and doing something maybe that we were always afraid to do, but we know that if we do this, it will help us move forward. So that is what I'm hearing with the leap of faith. Okay, let's go into the end of the week here for the week of November 1st to the 7th. Beautiful, clear endeavor. So a lot of you are going to have a lot of clarity on where you're going to move from here on out. So maybe some of you have really found like your calling. You found, like, I'm also kind of sensing it's also kind of like a path that has stability to it. You know, it's something that can take you somewhere. It's something that can help you propel you forward. So there's some stability there. There's some kind of endeavor or some kind of path that you may be engaging in or doing that shows promise, and it shows potential for you to be able to get to where you want to go next. So it may not be the thing, like it may not be the life purpose, or it may not be like the end goal, but there's something here that's coming into really clear focus that it's like, if I kind of put my energy on this one project or something, I really think that I can get some really good results from this. So that's what I'm seeing with the end of the week. There's going to be some clarity over, maybe you'll kind of see like some signs that something is starting to work, or like some flowers are starting to bloom from seeds that we planted long ago. So get excited for that, because that feels really good. Actually, that I like the energy of that. It kind of feels like there's some joy, there's some happiness, there's some relief. Like with the clear endeavor, I kind of felt like there's this relief from this. It's almost like there's like this, like a saving grace, like, oh, thank God this is working out. Oh my gosh, like I was worried, you know, I didn't know if this was going to work. And so you might kind of see some signs or some indications that something that you're doing is working, and it's going to stick. And it has promised to kind of support you for quite a bit of time. So that is really awesome. I love that. And it's very promising. I love this month. I'm excited for this month. So I hope you guys are too. I kind of feel like you might get a bit of an energetic break from all of the heavy energies that came out in October. So really, yeah, really, really good month. I like it. Okay, beautiful. So those are your weekly, that's your weekly energy. And I'm going to be moving on to each of the signs now, starting with Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, what do we have coming up for you this week of November 1st to the 7th? Cards don't want to talk today, Capricorn. Ooh, okay, and then they all just started jumping out. Okay. 7 of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Moon. Okay, so with the 7 of Wands, I'm kind of seeing like you're there might be some kind of, I'm hearing putting out a fire. So maybe there's some kind of fire you have to put out at work, or there's something kind of needing to be managed, some kind of management, and something kind of like needing to push through something, or needing to kind of find a resolution or a solution to something. Like almost like something kind of came up and needing to resolve it or find some kind of tactful, like solution, like being clever or using some kind of maneuver is what I'm sensing. Like being witty, being clever, being like there's like this, I'm feeling like there's this like a plan. I need a plan for this. How am I going to get out of this? Or how am I going to kind of almost like it feels like a sticky situation. Like it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like oh, something kind of came up and it's like a little sticky and we have to maneuver our way out of it is what I'm sensing. And then the Ace of Wands could be clarity, an idea, some kind of creative idea. I'm also kind of seeing that you may want to some of you may be taking on some extra projects or kind of incorporating something new into something that you're already doing. So you may be doing some like side projects, feeling inspired by something, like it's like your attention is going in another direction. In terms of, it could just be a hobby as well. So you may find yourself like lost in some kind of new subject or something that you're interested in is what I'm seeing. Something will kind of like some kind of spark or idea. Let me just grab that card real quick. We'll just drop it. Okay. Okay, and it wants to go underneath the Ace of Wands here. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups and here, okay, ooh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, see, it's kind of like I felt like there's some kind of situation that you may feel like you need to kind of, you maybe feel stuck in, or like you don't know. I'm also hearing worrying here, like worried. Okay, I'm hearing like this is an illusion. Like this is an illusion. Like you think something is wrong, but it's not. Like, or something is not as big of a problem as you think it is. It just looks like it, but it's an easy fix or easy solution is what I'm seeing. Like kind of like there's solutions right in front of you, or it's kind of like there's some creative idea that's like right in front of you that can kind of pull you out of it. Like it's like the answer is right in front of you. You just have to, like this guy, like it's open. You just think you're stuck in the 8 of Swords. which is usually the Eight of Swords. You know, it's an illusion of feeling like you're trapped or you have nowhere to go. But the Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups, so Nine of Cups is usually the card of wish fulfillment. And yeah, I'm seeing like there may be some kind of resolution to something, or there's something here that makes you happy. It's almost like you discover some kind of interest. I'm really feeling like there's an interest or something that that catches your attention, and it kind of brings back a sense of joy and happiness to you. And with that, it feels like what I heard was a return to the self. So there may be something that you find interesting or something that you get drawn to that invokes this sense of reconnecting with who you are, or reconnecting with a vital part of your like personality, or like something about you, something about that really resonates within your soul. So there's something, and it's something that makes you happy, and something that really fills up your cups is what I'm hearing. Well, that's exciting. Okay, what do we need to know about the moon for Capricorn this week? Okay, so with the moon card, there might be a situation with a Queen of Wands. We also have the Four of Cups. So there could be something here about, you know, feeling kind of, so either you're the Queen of Wands or you have someone in your life that's the Queen of Wands, but there's something here about, you know, feeling like you're in the dark or feeling confused, or there's also like a withdrawal of emotions, you know, kind of not really showing emotions, not connecting with reserving their emotions. So maybe for some of you, you are in a relationship or you have someone in your life that has a Queen of Wands personality, but they're just being a little bit elusive or kind of hidden from you. Like you can't really figure them out. So there's like a mystery to them, but there's something there within them that is almost as if they are, what I'm hearing is that it's almost like so for some of you, if this is a person in your life, like this is not you, if you have someone in your life that's a Queen of Wands and they're being a bit emotionally distant or kind of almost like rejecting a bit, what I'm hearing is that they are changing as a person and they're kind of coming out of their shell, and it's like they're becoming more of who they are. And it's like they're going through this inner transformation, and they are revealing, you know, more parts of themselves that are actually truly themselves. And it's almost like there's a fear of being rejected if they were to do that. Like if they were to bring out who they really are, there's a fear that they're going to be rejected for that. So they're being kind of reserved or kind of hidden from you, from that. If this is someone in your life, it kind of feels like this is someone in your life, like this is a Queen of Wands. And if you're the Queen of Wands, Capricorn, then this is what I'm kind of sensing about you. You know, there may be something here where you're changing, and it's like it's almost like you can't help it. Like if you look at her tentacles it's like her dress is trying to cover her tentacles, but it's like you can't, you know, this is who you are. And it's going to come out. You can only suppress it so much, right? Like at some point you have to express yourself. So it's kind of that kind of feeling, like almost like the moon is illuminating. Look, this is who I really am, and I'm not going to hide in the shadows anymore. But then there's also this process of going through this inner transformation where we're not really too sure how people are going to respond to it, because maybe it changes how you have projected yourself, or, you know, if this is another person, how they have projected themselves thus far. And so now as they're kind of really coming out of their shell, it's kind of like, I don't know how people are going to respond to me. So that's what I'm kind of sensing with the Four of Wands. Okay, let's do a clarification card with the Seven of Wands and Eight of Swords. This one, please. Seven of Wands and Eight of Swords. The Lovers. Okay. Lovers came up for you last week too. Yeah, so there might be some kind of situation here within a relationship or partnership. I'm also hearing this is like a business partnership. There's some kind of partnership here where you feel kind of like you don't know how to, it's like you don't know how to get out. Like you don't know what to do about something. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like there's this stuck energy there. What should Capricorn do about this situation? The Lovers, 7 of Wands, 8 of Swords. Okay. The Hanged Man, which is surrender. So I'm hearing kind of surrender to it, because it almost kind of feels like there's something that's not really in your control. There's a lot shifting and there's a lot changing. And so what I'm kind of hearing is that something is kind of unraveling or coming undone. And there may be some kind of dynamic here where it may be something you don't want to see, or you don't want to, or maybe you're not ready, or you weren't expecting it, something like that. It's like it's kind of like a shock or a surprise. But there's also something here about seeing someone for who they really are and then kind of just allowing it to unfold, is what I'm seeing here. And then we have the 6 of Wands as well. And so there's someone here kind of like, yeah, coming out into the limelight. So coming out into the light. So either you have someone in your life that's kind of transforming and kind of revealing themselves to be who they really are, because that's the energy that I picked up with the Moon, Queen of Wands, and 4 of Cups as well. But then it could also be you, Capricorn. Like this could also be you. And then there's this dynamic where other people are feeling like they can't really figure you out, or they can't really understand what's going on with you and why you're changing. And then we have the Justice. So there's something here about someone taking their power back and kind of having these karmic scales rebalanced. So it's almost like either you or someone in your life has not been entirely honest about who they are, or maybe not honest, but just that it's been a little bit, the dynamics have been unbalanced. And so there might be like this, someone maybe felt like they couldn't really be truly who they are. And now they're kind of having this like rebirth of, I'm going to express myself regardless of what people think of me. And I'll just kind of let things happen the way they need to happen. And then we have the Empress there. So, I think that for you, Capricorn, if this is you, you're really blooming. You're blooming and you're growing. And I kind of feel like there is a growth process to this, and some parts of it may feel like you're kind of lost or stuck and you don't know how to get out. But there's something really, what I'm hearing is something is falling away, so something more beautiful can come into place. So it's kind of like just allowing yourself to surrender to the process, like the Hanged Man. Surrender to the process, because it almost kind of feels like there's some kind of divine plan for it. It's not something that we can really control. There's something where it's like, when it's time is time, when it's something's time to end, it's going to end. And when it's time for something else to begin, it's going to begin. So it kind of has that undertone to it, that energy where it's not too much in our hands with how or when something happens. It's more about how we can understand and what perspective or how we relate to that issue. Okay, Ace of Wands and 9 of Cups here. Okay, I heard this one and this one. Okay, Knight of Wands, beautiful, and 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, so this might be a collaboration. You may kind of come in with a someone who wants to work with you, or some kind of attention. I'm hearing with work. There's something here with work about, there's some kind of gift or some kind of offer that may come in that will help you to resolve maybe some issues, or it'll just make you really happy. Like it'll be a really nice. It'll be an offering. It's a save. I keep hearing saving grace. So it could be something where like you might be in a situation or in a tight spot, maybe at work, and then someone comes in and offers their support, maybe some aid, that kind of thing. So there's some kind of help with collaboration and working as a team to resolve some kind of issue here, which is really good. And it'll be something that it makes you happy and it puts you at ease. So I heard the word relief there. So let me pick one more for the Moon, Four of Cups, and Queen of Wands. The Moon, Queen of Wands, Four of Cups, King of Wands. Look at that. Yeah. So there's a Queen of Wands and King of Wands here. So, you know, there's kind of this, it feels like there's a relationship. This feels like a relationship between someone who exhibits, you know, this King of Wands and Queen of Wands energy. And it could be something where there may be some, you know, there's like an awkwardness or a tension between, and I feel like this message came last week too for you guys, for Capricorn. There's some kind of like a standstill, you know, like no one's really talking to each other or no one's really discussing anything because there's something changing is what I'm kind of hearing. And honestly, I'm kind of sensing like to not really touch it is what I'm hearing. Like just because it feels like something is needs to go through its process. And so if we kind of I'm hearing that if we poke it, like if we keep poking at it and trying to figure it out, that it may disrupt the I'm hearing the word equilibrium. So I'm not sure what that means, but there's some kind of like process that needs to happen. And it's almost like it needs to kind of just be at a standstill right now in terms of a dynamic so it can kind of figure itself out is what I'm hearing. I don't know. I mean, I always think communication is a really good idea. Normally I would say communication, but for some reason I kind of feel like there's something kind of happening behind or underneath the surface and we just need to let it play out. Okay. Guidance card for Capricorn this week. Guidance card for Capricorn. Oh, beautiful. All that glitters. So what I'm hearing here, Capricorn, is that, interesting. Okay, so I'm really being drawn to the masks here. And I'm kind of seeing that, again, I see this, it really brings me back to the Moon here where someone is kind of taking off their mask, you know, or maybe both people are taking off their masks. And maybe that's why there's so much change, because maybe there's some kind of dynamic where both parties are looking at themselves or looking at each other or their relationship and seeing how maybe we've both been kind of playing a role because that's what looked good, you know, and that is what we were supposed to do, or that's what, you know, that's what was expected of us. And so now there's more of this, you know, wanting to connect more authentically to who we are. And so those masks are coming off. And it's kind of like there's both, it's almost like two people are transforming and they're kind of retiring their masks and they're just going to be like, well, this is who I am. And then you may find that both people as their authentic selves don't resonate as much. And so maybe that's why there's a bit of like a standstill here with the Four of Cups, you know? So again, that's why I kind of felt like let the transformation happen first before there's any decisions or any kind of, you know, movement is made. So there's something here about that, like allowing things to kind of let the dust settle first is what I'm seeing. So I hope that was helpful, Capricorn. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was your weekly reading, and I'll be moving on to Aquarius next. Okay, Aquarius, here is your first card, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so golden idea is what I heard. There's some abundance coming in for you, Aquarius. There's some kind of idea that you really latched onto, and it's going to really help you move forward in life. It's going to give you the things that you need in order for you to plan something going forward. So it kind of feels like, Aquarius, you're planning on moving forward. You want to go somewhere, you want to shift, you want to move, but there may be something here where you needed to plan, you needed to strategize, you needed to figure something out in order to figure out how you're going to get to that place or how you're going to get to that goal. And so I kind of feel like there's some golden idea or golden opportunity for you that's opening up, and you're starting to see it. You know what it is, and it's just about kind of doing it. And see, we have the King of Wands too, which is also someone kind of going all in on a project or kind of going full force into manifesting what they want. So I feel like with the King of Wands, there is a strong energy of taking this opportunity to manifest. This is a really good time to manifest. Whatever you try to put out there or create will yield really, really good results here. Interesting. We have the Three of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and Three of Cups. The King of Wands, please. The Empress. Yeah. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah. So really creating, what I'm hearing is put the energy in, put the focus in, work really hard towards the thing, whatever's on your mind, whatever idea you have, whatever hunch or suspicion that you have that something might work. Like, if I just do it, let me see what happens kind of thing. Do it, because it feels like there's some really great abundance there. Really beautiful fruition, things really kind of blooming for you. You may be kind of dealing with a heartbreak. With the Nine of Pentacles, it kind of feels like you are. So what I heard is that these are kind of like two different things, but you're kind of channeling one thing into the other. So if some of you may be kind of going through some heartbreak, but at the same time, it's almost like you're channeling that energy into yourself, is what I'm hearing. It's like, if you're going through a breakup or you're going through someone broke your heart, if you're going through that difficult period, it's almost like instead of kind of allowing yourself to just stay in that energy, it's like you are channeling that energy and you're putting it towards something else where you can really flourish and you can grow. So it's like how you're choosing to respond to a certain situation is what I'm seeing here. With the Nine of Pentacles, kind of like, okay, well, if I can't be in a relationship right now or love isn't working out for me, I'm just going to invest all my energy into my career. And because of that, you end up with a lot of abundance for yourself. Yeah. See, Lovers. Okay. So beautiful. I mean, I know that there's a Three of Swords here, but I kind of feel like if you're going through some kind of major upheaval in your relationship, or there's some kind of dynamic there, it may feel like, I kind of feel like it's almost like catalyzing you it's like redirecting you is the word I'm hearing, redirecting you into another direction that's actually going to be much more beneficial for you. And then we also have the Ten of Pentacles, which is really interesting. I really like that, actually. So the Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. So there's a lot of abundance and money coming in. I mean, I think, and even within a relationship, there may be some kind of, even if it kind of feels like the relationship is there, but then the money is good, or like work is actually doing well for you. There's some kind of abundance coming in here, and it's almost like it's funny because they're both linked, or they're both related somehow. Maybe one thing has been feeding off the other, and so it kind of feels like there's an energy here maybe there's a relationship here that was kind of toxic, and it feels like the energy was kind of seeping off of your abundance. And so it's almost like as you're kind of going through some kind of grieving process, there's also some kind of like energy returning back to you, though. Very interesting. I also am seeing that there's some connection. You may be also deepening your connection with yourself and with spirit. It's like you may be taking your energy from another person, like not taking their energy, but you're kind of withdrawing your energy, or like that you're getting that energy back from some kind of relationship, and you're choosing to put it into a relationship with yourself. And you're also choosing it to put it into investing in yourself, is what I'm hearing with the 10 of Pentacles. You're investing in yourself for the long term. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let's pick a clarifying card for the King of Wands and the Empress here. And then I'll tune back into the Queen of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and Eight of Swords. King of Wands and the Empress. To know about the King of Wands and the Empress. The Ace of Wands and Three of Wands. Okay, so let me look into here. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. So there's something here about, again, creating some kind of stability. There's some kind of plan. With the Queen of Swords, I'm hearing that you have a plan. You have some kind of idea, and it's like you're trying to strategize. You're strategizing how you're going to maneuver your way into something. And it's kind of like you're trying to build some kind of foundation or stability for yourself. And that's what and it's almost like you're laser like focused on it. You're not including too many of your emotions into it. You're not really like, it's almost like you have stuff going on, but it's like, you're not focusing on that. You're not focusing on the heart stuff. You're focusing on the material stuff. How can I support myself? How can I have a sense of stability for myself? How can I have savings? So I kind of feel like you're more in that space. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So what I'm sensing is that you may be feeling stuck. Like you're feeling like you're stuck, but you're actually not. The Eight of Swords comes with that kind of message. It's like this illusion or this perception that we're stuck, but we're not. And I think that there's some kind of idea or some kind of illumination that comes in that will help you to come out of that mentality of I'm stuck. It's almost like I'm going to look at the possibilities of what I can do rather than looking at my predicament and telling myself that there's nowhere to go. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is support. I'm seeing support here. So this could be family support, like people encouraging you, but I'm seeing you being supported. So, and lean on that support. Whether they support you financially or otherwise, it's good to have people around you, and it's good to have that. I'm really seeing that there's like some people backing you up on something. So that's going to be really helpful for you. Maybe they may come through this week where they give you some encouraging words, or they kind of give you some guidance, or some people kind of give you guidance or some recognition towards something. But there's something here about, feeling like we're part of something and that we are supported in our life. So that's the main message that I'm picking up on with the Three of Cups. So you're not stuck. I think that feeling like we're not alone in something, in a project, or trying to get ourselves out of a certain situation, it's good to have that moral support there. Okay, so then we have the Queen and the King of Wands here. Yeah, the King of Wands and the Empress. So manifesting, creating. It's like you have some magic idea is what I'm hearing, and it's going to really yield the proper results. And then the Ace of Wands, again, it's like this idea, that idea, right? Like that, like light bulb moment, and it has a potential. So here's your confirmation with the King of Wands and the Empress. So King of Wands takes action, puts in the work, does the work, and really goes all in on it. And if you can do that, then it can really yield some really good, wonderful opportunities. And then you also have the Three of Wands, which is also putting yourself out there and presenting yourself and seeing what are my choices. It's kind of like you have acquired everything you have up until now. And it's like you're using those abilities or those skills to kind of put yourself out there to see, okay, so what can I do with this, and where can I go with this? What's available to me? What are my options? Let me see. So, I feel like there's some kind of really good idea that Spirit wants you to capitalize on, because there may be something there, and it may be the ticket to kind of get you out of some kind of stuck situation there. Okay, Aquarius, let's pick out a guidance card for you today. Orphaned. Okay. So there may be something here where you kind of feel a bit abandoned, you know, you may feel kind of like you're on your own on something. There may be something where someone said they were going to help you out and they're not really going to help you out. So it kind of feels like you may just feel like you're on your own on this. Like there may be not a whole lot of people that are, you do have support, but there may be some kind of situation. I feel like it's with the Three of Swords where you kind of feel a bit like, oh, I thought you had my back on that, but I guess not. Let me pick one more here. Another guidance card for Aquarius. Milk and honey. Beautiful. You know what, Aquarius? You can do this all on your own. You can. It's something that I'm hearing from Spirit, you don't need. You don't need the thing that you thought you needed. Wow, that felt really powerful when I said that. You don't need the thing that you thought you needed in order for you to succeed. I think that maybe some of you may be feeling like you're dependent on another person and that you can't have these things if they're not there. But what I'm hearing from Spirit with the milk and honey card is that you are capable of creating your abundance all on your own. You don't need that person. They may give you the illusion that you're orphaned. They may give you that illusion that you're stuck. And you're not. They want you to think that. They want you to believe that because it keeps them in power. It gives them that upper hand. When you're disempowered, it gives them power. So I think that here, this is all about you believing in yourself. And it's also about believing that you can create and you are capable of creating your own abundance all on your own without this energy. Because I'm sensing like there's some kind of energy here that like kind of is trying to disempower you in a very covert way is what I'm hearing. So your empowerment is going to be really important this week, Aquarius. That's going to really bring in the fruits of your labor here with the Nine of Pentacles. That is that belief in yourself. So beautiful reading, Aquarius, very empowering and believing in yourself, and go forward with that idea. Whatever brilliant idea you have, just do it, try it. We'll see what happens, right? Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning in, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces, what do we have coming up for you this week for November 1st to the 7th? Okay, Four of Pentacles, the Sun. Pisces. Oh, wow. Okay. So definitely something on the home front here. That's what I'm sensing. There's something about needing to budget is what I'm hearing with the Four of Pentacles, needing to budget, needing to save, almost like you're preparing for something here. Okay. Something here about almost like you're kind of like replenishing yourself. There's something here about creating some kind of stability, some saving. Yeah, it's like, I'm sensing this energy of like needing to kind of pull up your reserves or kind of replenish yourself here. You may be coming into some money, actually. You may be coming into some kind of there may be some kind of investment that actually yields some windfall of money is what I'm seeing. And it'll kind of bring some relief or some joy and happiness to you. What I'm also kind of seeing is that you may feel like there's something that brings like a sense of joy and happiness to your heart, where it could be like in a relationship where you're seeing kind of like a possibility with someone, like some sense of like a home or stability with something, some balance. I'm hearing the word balance with Four of Pentacles. There's some kind of balance that's being restored here. Six of Wands. So that's a victory that's kind of coming out, going after what you want, pursuing. I'm hearing the word pursuing, like pursuing what you want, being clear about what you want. Okay, the Sun card. I love the Sun card. Sun card is joy, it's contentment, it's happiness, it's clarity as well. It's also kind of coming out of the shadows. It's kind of not hiding, not being afraid to be yourself. Okay. All right. So Seven of Pentacles. Four of Wands for Pisces. And the Lover's card. The King of Swords. Okay. So I'm hearing the word clear direction here with the King of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. So there might be something here where you feel as though okay, so like possibilities is what I'm hearing. Like there's some kind of possibilities that's coming in for you because you're able to see some kind of return is what I'm hearing, like a return on something. So some kind of investment, you're seeing a return and you are choosing to take that return and invest it in something else. Like you're able to see a future for something that you're building or something that you're creating. And the Four of Wands has this, Four of Wands, and then with the Lovers could symbolize a marriage. It could symbolize, a long-term relationship. And so then we have the Queen of Swords here. So there may be someone that has that Queen of Swords energy, their relationship. What do we need to know about this? The Four of Wands, and the Lovers, and the Queen of Swords for this week. Okay, so there may be something here about, it feels like there's some kind of decision or some kind of choice or crossroads, that there's some kind of relationship that it's taking. Maybe there's a Queen of Swords. Maybe there's someone who is a Queen of Swords that's kind of, I heard the word lose interest. I don't know why I heard that. Like their energy, like someone's energy is being like there's distraction, or there's some kind of like options or choices, like looking out, but I kind of feel like it's coming from the Queen of Swords. It's coming from this energy. Like I'm hearing the word distracted. So there may be some kind of energy there this week. It's a very interesting week for you, Pisces, because it's almost kind of like there's some, so here, it's like there's some kind of victory that's coming in terms of work and stability. There's something that may, it's almost like here I'm hearing possibilities. And then here it's like there's something kind of being returned to you, seeing results from something where you feel like you can move forward, almost is what I'm seeing. The King of Swords, like you're able to, I'm hearing like strategize. I'm seeing like someone kind of like looking at their funds or looking at their money and seeing like, how am I going to do this thing? And so there's a lot of strategy and a lot of thought going into something. And then there's also something here where there's something shifting within. I feel like there's some kind of crossroads or shifting going within a relationship or a marriage, but I kind of feel like it's coming from someone who exhibits traits of the Queen of Wands or Queen of Swords. Sorry. So someone who's super intellectual, analytical, kind of very, I'm hearing mature, but just very like, doesn't really use much emotion to make decisions and choices is what I'm hearing. So interesting. Okay. Very interesting week for you, Pisces? Let's pick out some guidance cards here. Guidance card for Pisces this week of November 1st to November 7th. Tick-tock. Okay, so there's something here about divine timing. There's something also here about something is kind of wrapping up, is the word that I heard. Something is wrapping up, and so the time is coming for something different, something else, something new. Yeah, and there's some kind of, it's almost like there's some kind of movement. There's some kind of movement that's coming in, and it's almost like the time is approaching. So you may find that you are going to experience some changes coming up. I don't see them happening this week, but it kind of feels like something is brewing for you, Pisces. Like there's some preparations that are being made in order for that movement to go forward. So, okay, Pisces, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a great week ahead. Tuning into Aries now. Okay, Aries, what do we have coming up for you November 1st to November 7th? What do we have coming up for Aries November 1st to November 7th? Nice, we have all three cards come out at once. We have the Justice card, the King of Swords, and the Sun. So I feel like there is some kind of opportunity that's coming in for you, Aries, that has been a long time coming. With the Justice card, I'm seeing that maybe some of you have worked really hard on something. It kind of feels work related. It feels like there's something here about, oh, wow, beautiful. So some of you might be coming into a leadership position is what I'm seeing. There's some kind of promotion or something coming in for you, Aries, where it's like you worked really hard on it and it's time. And I'm feeling like there might be something with the throat chakra. So maybe some of you are in communication, some of you are writers, some of you are something with the throat chakra. So expression, something that you do, something that you can offer, or some kind of skill or talent that you have, where it's almost like you put in the work, you did what you needed to do. And now I'm kind of seeing that, you know, those rewards are coming back to you. So maybe there was some kind of situation where the scales were imbalanced, where you weren't getting enough recognition, or you weren't getting the rewards that you deserved based off of the work that you were putting in. So I kind of feel like there's some kind of something circling back around to you and getting like owed what you should have gotten or what you deserve, like, because it's time now. And some of you may be being promoted to a leadership position, kind of being elevated in status is what I heard. Okay, King of Swords. Yeah, so with the King of Swords, it kind of feels like you're in this new position is what I'm seeing. And so there's some new options for you. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's all about nurturing growth. It's about exploring, something new to be able to build it. But it's first about understanding how something works. It really feels like there's some kind of work-related situation here where some of you may be promoted. And so now it's kind of like you have a whole new project or new task where you have to kind of figure out, how do I do this? Like, how does this work? How can I make this grow and bloom? But it feels really good. I mean, I love the Sun card too. I kind of feel like you guys are going to be really happy in something that you're doing. It kind of feels like it's your element. It really resonates with who you are and I'm hearing energy levels. So it's like something that you can keep up with it, or that it can keep up with you kind of thing. So it's like a very good match is what I'm seeing. Like you really feel like at home in that space and something that you're doing here. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I can drop that card. It's a Magician card. Beautiful. Yeah. So being able to bring your dreams into a reality, making them come true, making them manifest. So it feels like you're going to kind of come across some really wonderful ideas, and it feels like you're going to be very inspired. I feel like for Aries this month for you, you're going to be very inspired. I feel like it's I feel like what's kind of coming up for you is work related. Some very good progress, very good. And I'm hearing planting the seeds, which is probably what the Page of Pentacles is saying too. It's you're getting ready to plant the seeds for something better, something more, something different. Okay, Justice and the Emperor. Okay, beautiful. So there may be something here about doing a very good job of kind of being able to control not control, but being able to be discerning about your emotions in terms of how you lead. Wow. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. So whoever this is, it's kind of like you have this in you, and that's what makes you a good leader, is that you're able to not allow your emotions to kind of it's not that you're not emotional. It's like you have that sensitivity, that empathy, but it's like you're able to use it to help you be a very good leader. So some of you are very good leaders. You're stepping into a leadership role, and it's like your bread and butter. Like, this is what you're good at. You're really good at it, and you'll really shine there. And when I said the word shine, it reminded me of that sun card. So it's like something that you're coming into yourself, something that fits perfectly like a glove. Oh, beautiful. 10 of Cups. So this may also be a new relationship. There may be something coming in, a possibility for a long-term relationship. I feel like you're attracting something. You're attracting a 10 of Cups type of situation. But I kind of feel like you're going to take it slow, though. There may be some relationship here where it has the potential for a long-term commitment, and a lot of happiness and a lot of like something where I'm seeing, maybe there are two people that just work really well together. And so you're able to kind of create that harmony between both parties. But it's something that you're going to take your time, you're going to be, and also King of Swords is someone that really thinks their way through, like they think things through, and they're very careful with the decisions and choices that they make. So either that's you, Aries, or someone that you are, someone that's kind of in your person is what I'll say, is your person is, it'll be a kind of dynamic where let's take this slow, let's nurture this, let's grow this, and see where this can go. Okay, so the Sun and the Magician here. What do we need to know about the Sun and the Magician? Sun and the Magician. Death card. Interesting. So what I'm hearing is that there's something here about kind of leaving an old, so like some kind of, it could be a work position, but it's almost kind of feels like almost like an old life, like you are moving on to bigger and better things is what I'm feeling. So you may be kind of wrapping up some maybe a job. You may be wrapping up kind of like, what I'm seeing is like you could be like packing up your cubicle and moving into an office kind of thing. That's just an analogy or a metaphor, but it kind of has that vibe to it. So the Death card doesn't really feel like, it feels like it's something, the time has come. The time has come for you to move on to something better where you have an ability to create more for yourself. So it kind of feels like there's something that's run its course, something that there's no more room there to grow. There's no more, there's nothing that else you can do here. Like the land is not fertile. So I'm kind of feeling like you're moving out of that energy and you're moving into something that can bring you to the next level, or it can really has potential for a lot of growth. And then we have mending here. So there could be some healing that's happening here. There could be some grieving is what I'm hearing, grieving. So maybe as we're kind of coming through some endings here, there may be some kind of, I'm hearing like tying up loose ends is what I heard. Like tying up loose ends, like little things that we might have kind of put off to the side and wanted to deal with later, and we can't really focus on that right now kind of thing. So there is an energy here with needing to tie up those loose ends and to be able to start fresh and anew is the energy that I'm picking up on for you, Aries. Okay. That's the energies for this coming week for November 1st, November 7th. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be moving on to Taurus next. Okay, Taurus, I see you building something. You're taking your time, building something, creating something. Very hard at work. That's what I see. Very hard at work. It's kind of like you're on a mission. Okay, Four of Cups. Yeah, it did kind of feel like you were a bit in your own world almost. It kind of feels like you're pouring your energy into your work here, and you're not really engaging too much emotionally into something, or you're kind of not really wanting to. It kind of feels like you don't have the energy to put your energy into something. You're kind of tired. Your heart needs some rest, or you need some time to kind of recuperate and to just figure some things out, is what I'm hearing. And so you may kind of go into more of a workspace. You maybe kind of go into more of a space of self-care and just going within and focusing on yourself. I kind of see you just kind of doing your own thing this week, Taurus. I don't really see you spending too much time in, okay, so there could be something ending here. I heard like kind of disappointment or feeling like, something didn't work out, and it just kind of feels like it's like you're exhausted or you're really tired. That's the energy that came up with the Four of Cups. It's almost like you just need to kind of turn off for a little bit so you can allow something to kind of take its course, because it feels like could be some sudden ending or something that's kind of going on here. Okay, Knight of Swords with the Five of Wands. So there could be someone here, a Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords sometimes is someone that comes like in and out with communication, not very reliable. And so it's almost like you are being very careful with your moves, like with your maneuvers. You're trying to have some kind of strategy or some kind of there seems to be some kind of friction or energy there. And then with the Queen of Cups, it's almost like you're also just kind of nurturing yourself and making sure that you put yourself as a priority and you're taking care of yourself here. And then we also have the Queen of Swords as well. And I kind of feel like it kind of feels like you're being very logical about something. You're trying to be logical. You're trying to be practical about something. And so for you, it's like you might be just focusing on yourself, especially if this has something to do with another person, where you are like if something kind of feels confusing or at a standstill, then it kind of feels like I'm like, okay, well, if I don't know what to do about this, I'm just going to let things be as they are. And I'm going to take like more of a practical approach to it. I'm not going to involve my emotions. And then the Queen of Cups is kind of like, you're just going to put that energy to yourself and take care of yourself until something can figure itself out. So I really see you retreating and going within. And then we also have the Eight of Wands. So some of you may actually take a vacation. I kind of feel like some of you may actually, some friends may come over and say, hey, we're all going on this trip. Want to come with us? And so it kind of feels like you need a little bit of an escape. It feels like you need to kind of get away from something, just to allow yourself to recalibrate your energy and figure some things out. No? Okay. Four of Cups and the Tower. To know about Four of Cups and the Tower. Four of Cups and the Tower. I need to know about Four of Cups and the Tower. Okay. So it could be something about a past relationship. It could be someone coming back from the past. So there's some kind of dynamic there. And there could be something where you're not really sure what's going on. And so you're just retreating and you're just kind of, it's like you're just kind of watching and waiting, and you're just going to protect your heart, is what I'm seeing. You're protecting your heart from this. Okay, Knight of Swords and Five of Wands. Because it kind of feels like there's some energy here that's not like, it's not consistent. It's not reliable. And so you're trying to be very methodical about how you approach it. Yeah, King of Wands. So maybe someone here that has like a King of Wands energy, someone who's very fiery, passionate, and kind of just keeps coming in and out. What do we need to know about this King of Wands? Knight of Pentacles. So maybe someone that's trying to build some kind of stability, someone that's trying to, and then we have the King of Cups. Yeah, so maybe someone, I'm feeling like offering communication or offering something, but they're also being very reserved, you know, like they're not really entirely giving everything that they're feeling. They're just kind of coming in, saying some random things and then leaving, kind of thing, you know, but it's like they're not saying what they really want to say. So it's confusing you, and it's making you feel like, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that, or I don't know what you want me to say. And so you don't get hurt. You're kind of protecting yourself and just like watching and waiting and seeing how things kind of turn out is what it feels like. But there is some kind of like breakdown of something though. So it kind of feels like it is a bit emotional and intense. And so you're approaching it in a way where it feels like, you know, I'm just going to be practical and logical about this. And I think that's the best way to kind of move on, or not even move on if you don't want to move on, but more of like, kind of like letting things take their time, or like take their course, and letting the other party, like the ball is in their court kind of thing. And it's really interesting because we also have the TikTok card and happy that came up. So it does kind of feel like there's something here. It kind of feels like there's a happy resolution, but it kind of feels like timing is going to play a big role in it. It feels as though timing is really important here. So I think you're doing the right thing by taking your time and kind of withdrawing and kind of seeing how things go. But it also kind of feels like, I really just kind of feel like you need that space, or you need that time to kind of figure out what you want. And I kind of feel like you just want to be happy. Like you just want to focus on your happiness. And I think that's a wonderful thing to focus on, because that's something you can always rely on, is when we're able to give that happiness to ourselves, that no matter like what's happening or what's going on around us, we can at least rely on our ability to bring happiness to ourselves. So I think that's really wonderful. I think that you're going to navigate this energy pretty well. I kind of feel like you have a good handle on it. And I do see maybe you might be going on a trip, or you may be kind of going away with some friends and just trying to relax and get away from something that's been causing quite a bit of stress for you. So I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, Taurus, with that. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll be tuning into Gemini next. Okay, Gemini, what do we have coming up for you this week of November 1st to November 7th? What do we have coming up for Gemini? The Temperance and the Wish coming true. So there's something coming in for you. You just have to be patient. Balance your energies. It kind of feels you're a bit ungrounded, Gemini. It feels like you're juggling a lot of things. There may be a lot going on. Page of Swords. Okay, so doing some research. King of Pentacles. Six of Swords. There may be some kind of relationship here that you're walking away from. There may be some kind of yeah, there's some kind of relationship that's shifting. A significant relationship is what it kind of feels like. Or it could also be you moving towards a significant relationship. Actually, I kind of feel like, Gemini, you may be leaving a toxic situation and going towards a Two of Cups energy. That's what I'm sensing here. But there's also something here about needing to do some research in something financial. So there may be some kind of financial project or something that you're working on in terms of money and stability, career, finances that is needing your attention. So you're kind of, I feel like with the Page of Swords, there's some kind of research that you need to do to figure something out. So there may be some kind of money you're needing to move around or something like that. And so it's like you're doing your research on how to best approach some kind of situation with that. Kind of feels like there's some like money matters that are on your mind here this week. Okay. See here. Okay, Six of Wands with the Temperance and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so there's some kind of recognition that's coming in, but you're just going to have to be patient with it, but it is coming. So maybe some kind of, yeah, some kind of recognition for something or wanting something to happen the way you want it to happen. There's something you're desiring in terms of like wanting things to go your way is what I'm hearing. There's something you want to go your way. Something you're desiring, but it kind of feels like there's like a time, there's like the energies, it's like not ready yet, but it's coming. Interesting. Okay. And then King of Wands. So this is about taking some action, some swift action towards something. I really kind of feel like you're really trying to figure something out in terms of money. I don't know why, but or something in the job front, you know, like needing to move some things around. That's what it feels like. Okay. Interesting. Six of Swords and Two of Cups. What does Gemini need to know? The Six of Swords and Two of Cups. I'm hearing don't stress too much, Gemini. I can kind of feel like you're stressed. Some of you might be stressed about something, maybe a bit dizzy too. I would say I'm sensing like there's a need to ground your energy. So you're up in the mind space a lot. And so it may make you feel a bit disoriented or it may make you feel a bit off, like off balance. Oh, and then maybe that's why the Temperance card is there. Temperance is also about balance. So yeah, there's this off balance. So there's a need to rebalance your energies here because there's some worrying. I mean, we don't have the worrying cards, but I think there's just a lot on your mind. There's something about like thinking a lot about something, trying to figure something out is what I'm hearing. So yeah, okay. So building something, building some stability, financial stability here in a relationship. Needing to move. Maybe some of you are moving as well, is what I'm hearing. Some of you may be moving to Some of you may be moving to someone that you are in a relationship with or someone you want to be in a relationship with is what I'm hearing. And so going there may require, it's almost like you guys are both cultivating something for the long term. Like you are wanting to build something together for the long term, some stability for the long term. So that's what I'm kind of feeling here. And then you're kind of like moving out of a situation that has been very stressful for you and has been kind of it's almost like overdue is what I'm hearing. Like there's some kind of situation, or maybe even the living situation that you've been in, that feels like it's overdue, or it's like run its course. And so you're needing to move to somewhere else, but it almost also feels as though you're moving to someone, like you're moving to some kind of partnership where both of you are wanting to build a life together. So it's not the King of Pentacles yet. But it's like you're working towards that. Like that's where you want to go. You want to get to that 10 of Pentacles is what I'm kind of seeing. You're working towards building that, making plans for that. So it kind of feels like this week is about growth and building for the long term. That's what it feels like. Let's pick a guidance card here for you, Gemini. Loyal heart. Oh, beautiful. I love that. I really think that there's some really beautiful, significant relationship here for you. There's something here that will make you very happy. Something that it feels like a wish come true. And because that's what the Nine of Cups is, the wish come true. So there's a really beautiful, significant relationship here for you, Gemini. There's something very, very nice about this. And it kind of feels like both of you are on the same level. Both of you are resonating with common goals. And you are like dedicated and committed to each other is what it kind of feels like. So that's really nice. That's really beautiful. I like this. This is a nice reading, Gemini. Okay, that is your reading for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. What do we have coming up for you this week of November 1st to November 7th? Knight of Swords. I'm hearing that there's something here where you're needing to think quickly on your feet. Like some kind of, it doesn't feel like a big problem, but it kind of just feels like there's something that you're going to need to like have some kind of quick, clever solution for. And I feel like it has something to do with travel, actually. Maybe some kind of trip or something. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. So again, that's also a card of, that's a energy of like assessment and kind of trying to figure out what do I do from what I have. So maybe there's something here in terms of something financial, or I did see trip though. So maybe there's some kind of expenses, like unexpected expenses for something that you didn't see coming, and it's needing your attention. So it almost kind of feels like it's a distraction. Like it's almost like your focus was not there. You thought everything was great, and then something kind of comes up or like pops up, and then you need to kind of address it really fast because it's an emergency. That's what I'm saying. Five of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so let's look into that. Okay, Knight of Swords. I need to know about Knight of Swords for Cancer. It kind of feels like there's some kind of change you want to make, and so you're trying to, there's something out here. Emperor, okay. And the Three of Pentacles. So there may be some kind of collaboration, unexpected collaboration is what I'm hearing. So there may be someone that kind of comes out of the blue with some kind of offer and wanting to work with you or wanting to collaborate with you. And it's almost like something that you need to make a quick decision about. Like there's not too much time to think about it, is what I'm seeing. But it will kind of help you to elevate, is what I'm seeing. So it could be something in work. It could be work related, where there's, you know, someone comes in with an unexpected offer and they kind of need you to decide, you know, right now. And so there's something here about needing to like make that quick decision. But the positive about it is that it's something that maybe will help you to get to the next level, or help you to get to where you want to go, help you grow. 7 of Pentacles. Oop, okay, it's this one. Interesting. Okay, so 3 of Swords. I'm hearing some of you might have gone through like a separation. And so we have the 5 of Cups too. So some of you may be kind of going through a loss here. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles and the Lover. Some of you might be going through a separation here, I kind of feel like. Or just, I mean, I don't know if it's a divorce, but I think it feels like a separation though. And some of you may be really spending some time in self-care. Needing to also hold on to your resources is what I'm seeing. So if you're kind of, if that process is underway, like you're going through a divorce or going through a separation, you may be kind of looking at what you have so you can make sure that you're taken care of for the future here. And then we have the 5 of Cups. So there may be something where you need to process some kind of loss, or you need to process some kind of like, you may be giving yourself that time to grieve, or, you know, needing to like look and reflect on something that may have caused that sadness, or that, some kind of loss. But I'm also seeing that you are holding on to hope. That hope is something that is going to play a very important role for you this week. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. So then there's also the 5 of Pentacles, which is often feeling like you're left out. You did not get what you needed, where you don't feel supported. Oh, wow, Cancer. Okay. I want to pick out some guidance cards. I'm going to pick an extra guidance card for you, Cancer. Okay, what does Cancer need to know about this week? It's Cancer's guidance card. Tick-tock. Okay, so there may be some, yeah, it kind of feels like there's some kind of swift decision or choice that you need to make here. What else does Cancer need to know about this? Oh, interesting. Okay. All that glitters. Okay, so something might not be what you think it is. There may be something that looks really shiny and pretty on the outside, but it's really not everything it appears to be. So there may be some kind of like a falseness or an agenda here, or you may be doubting some kind of something that's not what it kind of looks like. Interesting. I want to pick a card from the angels here. Some angel guidance for Cancer this week, please. Angel guidance for Cancer. Interesting. Okay, so surrender and release and new love, which is really interesting. So there may be something here about where you're kind of going through maybe some kind of ending in a relationship. And, you know, maybe there is an energy there where there is new love coming in. Maybe not right away, because I'm not sure if you would be ready for something like that. Sorry about that. But there may be something here about where the angels just kind of want you to surrender and release heavy emotions and painful experiences, and work with your guides and your angels to help you through that process. There is some kind of like energy that needs to be released, I'm sensing. And I think that this could just be just reassurance for the future if you choose that that's something that you want, that there is possibilities for new love for you. But if you're not ready, I'm kind of feeling more as if this is maybe a time more for healing. And then, you know, there is also like opportunities, or there will be opportunities for new love. So don't give up on love is what I'm hearing, even though sometimes we really want to. I want to pick one more here. What can Cancer look forward to this week? What's something positive that Cancer can look forward to this week? Oh, I love this. Okay. So freedom, beautiful. So maybe you may feel like, you know, maybe you get an offer that gives you some freedom into maybe some of the more things that you want to do with your life. And then you may also feel like maybe you're not tied down with someone. And so you're able to kind of spread your wings and think of a new possibility or future for yourself if you are kind of going through a separation with somebody. And then we also have change, which is really nice. And this is something you can look forward to. So maybe the energy is shifting. Maybe you've been in kind of like an energy space where things have maybe felt heavy or haven't felt so great. And so I think that there's like a change of scenery, or there's a change of pace for you. And I think that it will bring in some fresh energy for you. So I think that there is some shifting here going on for you, but I also would take it slow, and I would take your time in healing something that I think you need to heal. So, or not telling you what to do that you need to heal, but if you choose to heal, then I think that it's a great thing to take your time with, is what I meant to say. Okay, Cancer. I hope you have a good week ahead, and I hope you find some time to relax and spend time with yourself and nurture yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be tuning into Leo next. Okay, Leo. Oh. Knight of Wands. Okay. Acting towards something, kind of like taking charge or taking action towards something. What else? What else do we have coming up for Leo this week of November 1st to the 7th? The Hanged Man. Okay, so surrendering. I heard surrendering your ego. Putting your pride down. Oh, interesting. The Devil. Okay, so yeah, I heard ego. So there may be something here about you're being challenged to kind of put your pride down and maybe like do something that you've been afraid to do because of that, because of the pride or the ego, kind of like bringing your walls down kind of thing. Is what I'm seeing, like something that tends to hold you back a lot, you know, like something that like if you didn't have this one thing that you put up as a barrier for yourself, then it would be much easier for you to kind of go after what you want. So there may be something here where you're like charging up the courage, like you're ramping up the courage to do something, and you're being very methodical about it. You know, you're wanting to strategize and plan your moves very carefully. So there's something here about you're putting a lot of thought and analysis into something, but I also kind of seeing you like making like a very tactful move, you know, like you're being very calculated with how you're approaching something. Okay, Leo, what do we need to know about that? Oh, interesting. Okay, so, you know, there's something that you want to move towards that will make you really happy. Something that will help you to feel like your cups are full. But there's something here where it's like only if you can kind of let go of it, you know, if you can kind of let go of some of your defenses or something that really just tends to stand in your way a lot. And I feel like it's just like you stand in your way a lot. So there's something here like you want to go towards, but it's like requiring you to kind of, And it kind of feels like, yeah, you're working on it. You know, you're working really hard on it. You're working on kind of tackling something that tends to stand in your way quite a bit. So that might be something that you are needing to address here. Okay. Knight of Wands, Five of Wands, clarification card for Knight of Wands and Five of Wands. Seven of Swords and Knight of Swords. Yeah, so there may be some kind of communication, something like that, but it's almost kind of you're being a bit covert about it. Like you're being a bit, it could be deception, but I mean, I just kind of feel like it's more about you're trying to do things in the right way. Let me just grab this card here. Okay, you have this card fall down here. We have the World card here. Yeah, but there's something here about communication and kind of like it coming in quick and fast. Yeah, there's something really fast coming in. So Knight of Wands or Knight of Swords, or you're moving really fast towards something. But I kind of feel like you're needing to do it in a very methodical, tactful, almost covert way. So I don't know what you're planning, Leo, but there's something that you're planning and something that you're kind of moving towards. But it requires strategy. And then with the World card, it kind of feels like there's a significant ending to something, you know, like this long held pattern. There's something here about needing to kind of needing to overcome, it's ending. There's something that's ending, and like some kind of pattern that's ending for you. And with that ending will come the thing that you really want, because this thing that's ending could be something that's always been standing in your way of what you really want. And then we have the Devil, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. It kind of feels like you are trying, what I'm hearing is you are trying to recover. You are recovering something that you lost a long time ago, is what I'm hearing. Like there's maybe something here that you felt like it's been missing from you, or it's kind of like incomplete, like you're without something. And it's almost like you are working really hard to overcome maybe some sense of lack or limitation within yourself that will help you to bring back a sense of yourself, or so like a sense of wholeness within you, is what I'm kind of feeling like you're working towards. You're really working towards it. It feels like you're working on yourself because you're wanting something. You have your eyes set or goals set on something. Milk and honey, beautiful. Okay, so I love this. This is your clarification card. I kind of feel like, you know, as you're kind of going through this process, that it's going to yield really bountiful results for you. I kind of feel like you'll be pleasantly surprised. And I love that this showed up, especially because you have the Five of Pentacles, because it almost kind of feels like opposite cards. So I like that. I think that you are starting to tackle this Five of Pentacles, this Devil energy. And it's just about allowing that process to happen, like surrendering some of those walls that we have up, or this resistance that we have to, you know, like letting go or needing things to be a certain way. So Milk and Honey, I really like this card. I kind of feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I feel like what I'm hearing is something is not as scary as you're making it out to be in your mind. That you're kind of projecting, you're imagining the worst, but it may not be as intense, or it may not be as bad as what you're anticipating. So beautiful reading, actually. I really like this. I think there's some significant soul growth or self-growth that you're kind of engaging in here to make life easier for yourself, is what I'm hearing. So beautiful reading. I love this, Leo. I wish you all the best this week, and I will be moving on to Virgo next. Okay, Virgo, what do we have coming up for you November 1st to November 7th here? So Virgo, I kind of see you turning to something that makes you feel like comfort, or something that helps you to feel like at home is what I'm seeing. Maybe some of you are going home, like visiting home. But there's something here about like needing to connect with something that helps you to feel like comfortable or feel like at home in your heart. Something that's familiar is what I'm hearing, like something that's familiar. So 2 of Swords, interesting. Okay, so some of you may be kind of going through some confusion within a relationship. Maybe there's something here in relationships that you feel like you're not really sure what to choose, or you're kind of guarded. You need to know. I'm sensing like childhood stuff. So there might be something here about childhood. Like you're kind of retreating into some things that used to make you feel good when you were a child is what I'm hearing. Like that's your comfort. Like you're seeking comfort there. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you may be needing to make a decision or a choice in terms of a relationship is what I'm hearing with the 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords is clarity. Usually it's spending some time in contemplation. It's being able to use your intuition is what I'm hearing. You're really going to be using your intuition on something, like you're going off of full on faith and trust in yourself on something. It could be even taking a risk, but kind of feels like you really are, you're really indulging in a sense of trust here. 2 of Swords. Yeah, because something just kind of maybe feels like it's confusing. So there may be something here like you could just be afraid to make the choice. Like you could be afraid to make the choice that brings you that happiness, because there could be obligation and then happiness. So it could be kind of confusing there. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles and Ace of Swords, 3 of Cups. Oh, okay. 3 of Cups, interesting. Okay, so that could be a third party situation here. 3 of Cups is not always third party situation, but I mean, it could be though. With the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, I kind of feel like you, for some reason with the Ace of Swords, I'm strongly feeling intuition. So there's just something that you know, something that you can sense. And so needing to bring clarity to something. And then we have the Knight of Swords for the lovers. So this is kind of like swift communication, or like kind of someone that comes in and out, like their energy is like really, they just kind of like swoop in and then they're gone. But it also brings clarity with it. You know, it kind of clears or kind of brings some kind of illumination to a situation. So you may experience that this week, where you feel like you're experiencing some kind of like illumination or reality check. Maybe not reality check, but just more of like this. You're being more, something will be revealed. Something will be made clear. Maybe not like the whole picture, but like a piece of the puzzle will come into place here. What else do we need to know about the lovers and the Knight of Swords? 3 of Pentacles. So we have a lot of 3s here. So I kind of feel like there's some kind of situation here with another person, or this could be like another person coming in to give you some kind of guidance or some clarity on a situation or something in a relationship here. And the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like you may be kind of making plans on building something either for yourself or for the future. So there's something here about I kind of feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, it feels like there's preparation or there's some kind of like planning, like you're being very methodical and you want to make sure that you have everything you need. So you're being very careful, like you're almost like it needs to all be, you don't like this unknown is what I'm sensing. Like you don't like being in the unknown. You don't want to not know what's going on because I'm sensing like, because you need to prepare or you need to know for yourself, for your future, for your family kind of thing. So there may be like some kind of situation that's going on that's not really too clear. You're kind of really having to tune into your intuition about something and trusting that. And so then maybe there might be some kind of clarity that comes in this week. Someone may say something or reveal something that makes the picture a bit more clear for you. And you're also kind of but I can also sense that there's something here about you feeling like you're in the dark about something. And it may be something where you want to know because you want to be able to plan ahead, is what I'm hearing. I'm kind of feeling though that there's something here that there's something here that will make you happy. There's something here that will, like, you'll hear what you want to hear. Like that is the answer that you want to hear. So maybe something will get cleared up for you. You'll have some clarity around a situation or something that you're not like too entirely sure about. So let me see here. Let's see, guidance card for Virgo for this week of November 1st. Milk and honey. Beautiful. I love that. That's a positive sign. I like this. So yeah, I kind of feel like something is going to work out in your favor. Like it may not be as, I think what I'm feeling is like, it's just that you don't like not knowing about something. Like if something is kind of elusive to you, it just doesn't sit right with you. But I think that the outcome of the answer that you want to hear will be what you want. It'll be in your favor, whatever it is. So it'll be something in terms of, and it kind of feels like something in terms of the home, and something related to maybe even financial, like it could be impacting your financial situation as well. So that's why it's kind of makes you a bit nervous. But I feel like something will really work out for you. Yeah. Truth and integrity. So the truth coming out this week for you, Virgo. There's something here about needing to hear the truth, know the truth, tell your truth, that kind of thing. So there's kind of feels like it's a week of revealing here for you, Virgo. So I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for tuning in, Virgo. That is your reading. And I'll be moving on to Libra next. Okay, Libra, what do we have coming up for you? November 1st to November 7th. What do we have coming up for Libra for November 1st to November 7th? Okay, King of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Okay, keeping secrets is what I'm hearing. You're keeping something very close to your chest. Or you've been keeping something very close to your chest, or someone has been keeping something very close to their chest. Page of Swords. This could be clarity, research, doing research on something, trying to figure something out, exploring, looking at something. King of Pentacles. What do you think? Oh, interesting. Okay, so I feel like maybe there might be some a conversation, a very heartfelt, really nice conversation, maybe like a gesture of love or a gesture of friendship. I kind of feel like there's a heart-to-heart here with somebody. So either you're extending out a conversation, having a heart-to-heart with someone, or the other way around. 10 of Pentacles. So you're kind of planning for the future. It could be something here about wanting to, you're like assessing something for, you have some kind of plan that you're not really disclosing to anybody, but it could have something to do with like a marriage, a situation, a family situation, something like that. Page of Swords here. Oh, interesting. Okay. Something that is kind of divinely guided. I feel like you're listening to your intuition about something and you're like following the trail, like you're following the breadcrumbs is what I'm hearing. You're trying to put pieces together and you're really tuning in. Libra, your intuition may kind of really increase this week. Your dreams, your that kind of thing. Like you may have some kind of insight into something this week. Clarity in a situation. Clarity of the truth about like maybe like the spiritual truth. Like some kind of spiritual truth that brings in a sense of clarity for you. Okay, let's go back to the King of Pentacles. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles and Page of Cups here. Wow. Okay, so I kind of felt like there's some kind of conversation or connection that you may have with somebody that will start to plant the seeds for you to kind of manifest the things that you have been dreaming of into reality. So it will kind of solidify it more. There'll be maybe some clarification, some confirmation on something that will help you to make things more clear for you. 7 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles here. 6 of Cups. And then this could be a situation with a past relationship. Some kind of connection from the past. It could be, you know, an ex, something like that. But there could be some kind of potential here for long-term stability here. But it kind of feels like you're being very covert about it. You're keeping it private, not really disclosing it to anybody. You are kind of secretly planning something, but okay, so then there's something here about needing to kind of overcome certain overcome maybe some self-sabotage is what I heard. There may be some truth that comes out that helps you to see the truth about something that may have been eluding you for a while. Something that was not clear. And I kind of feel like there's some clarity that comes in that actually unmasks this devil energy, this kind of tricky energy where it's something that we're attached to, something that we can help us to let go because we are able to see something clearly. And something that has really affected us over time, something that has really affected maybe how we see ourselves or maybe some of the choices and decisions that we made. And so that clarity that gets brought in will be something where, you know, you realize it's almost like you see the wizard behind the curtain. You know, like you thought that it was like this one thing, but then this clarity comes in and it's like you see the truth behind something and it kind of helps you to put this energy to rest almost. Very interesting. Kind of feels very healing, very like, oh, finally, I finally have my answer. Like I finally have figured out this one thing kind of deal here. I want to pick one more for the 6 of Cups, the 7 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles. You have another clarification card for the 7 of Swords. Okay, so there might be something here where you really want to build something with someone. There's kind of like this, you're kind of planning out this, you want to like move forward with somebody, it kind of feels like. Because I kind of feel like with the 6 of Cups, this relationship, like you're imagining or trying to plan out, how do I make this into a reality? Okay, let's see, guidance card. Oh, okay, so yeah, so healing, you're mending, you're kind of mending some rifts, mending some form of, you know, something that might have broken. And I kind of feel like it has something to do with the past relationship. I kind of feel like it's something that needs healing and it needs to be repaired. So you may feel like you're kind of going in to this week with finding some clarity in communication is what I'm hearing. There may be some clear communication here. I'm going to pick an angel card here for you, Libra. I just felt inspired to. Pick one. Manifestation, which is really beautiful. I really feel like there's something that you really have your eyes set on. You have your sights set on something and you want to make it happen. And you're kind of set on that. You have your mind made up. I think that it's just about how to do it is what you're trying to figure out. So you're kind of like in this planning, trying to figure out how in the world am I going to make this happen? But I know that I want it. So it's kind of that type of energy. So interesting. Very cool, Libra. I hope things work out for you. And, you kind of find that it goes smooth. I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but it goes smoothly. I think that that is what's destined for you, for things to kind of be orchestrated in a way where it just works out. And I don't know where that came from, but that really I really feel like there is going to be something that works out really well for you because it's destiny. Yeah. So take that for what you, for what you will, but that's the message for you, Libra. Really beautiful. Cool. Okay. I hope you have a great week ahead. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be moving on to Scorpio next. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what we have coming up for you this week here. For the week of November 1st to November 7th, Scorpio, what do we have coming up for you? Okay, Scorpio, what do we have coming up for you? November 7th. Oops. Hold on here. Too many cards. Okay. Scorpio, what do we have coming up for you this week of November 1st to November 7th? King of Swords. Okay. What else? So Scorpio, I see you being very planned and you're kind of analyzing maybe a situation and you're kind of planning something really carefully, but you're also kind of setting out on a brand new path. You're not really sure how things are going to work out because the Fool card is someone that takes those risks, but also not afraid. Like you're ready to kind of set out on this new journey or this new path. So that's kind of what I see you kind of gearing up for here. King of Swords, Two of Cups. So there may be some kind of significant relationship here that you're needing to deal with. Two of Cups and the King of Swords. You might be needing to approach a situation with a Two of Cups in a very analytical space. Like you're kind of trying to be as practical and realistic as possible in a situation, in a relationship, or in some kind of dynamic here. It's like you're planning your moves very carefully. The Fool, Queen of Wands. Okay, so I kind of feel like you're also going into the future with a lot of enthusiasm. Like you're kind of optimistic, you have charisma, you're really excited, and you're really looking forward to, you're bringing your enthusiasm. You're also shining. You're shining who you are. You're showing who you are. You're coming out of your shell. You're allowing the world to see who you really are. And I think that that's why sometimes with the Fool, it's like, you're giving yourself permission, and I hope you don't take it the wrong way because this is a good thing, that it's almost like you're giving yourself permission to kind of like not embarrass yourself, but just kind of like it's not embarrassing. It's like you're allowing yourself to be seen, you know, and some things we keep hidden because we think people are going to judge us, but it's almost like you're letting all that go. You know, you're allowing yourself, I don't care what people think of me. This is who I am and this is what I'm going to do. And so I think that you may be pleasantly surprised to see that people like that, you know, that people are liking this new Scorpio. one that doesn't really hide herself, and one or himself, and one that just kind of lets the world see them for who they are and take that risk. You know, you're taking that risk and you're being bold about it. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is something here where you are planning out some, you know, you're planting the seeds. There's something here that has a lot of potential. And then there's also with the King of Cups, it's like you're taking your experiences, your emotional experiences, your life experiences, and putting it into practice. Like you're kind of using what you've learned. It's almost like you're kind of utilizing your life for some kind of wisdom that you have, something that you know, into some kind of business idea, or, you know, you're expressing yourself in that way. And it's planting very, very prominent seeds is what I'm hearing here. Okay, go back to the King of Swords and Two of Cups. Let's clarify the King of Swords and Two of Cups here. So with the Two of Cups, what I'm kind of seeing is that there's some kind of like bonding or some kind of unification that's coming in. And it's something where it's like someone might extend out like a hand and I see you taking it. But it's almost kind of like something that you put a lot of thought into, and something that you are trying to just like do your best to kind of come at it from a well thought out headspace. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. So really thinking long term. You know, there may be something here where you're kind of like thinking for the future. You're thinking for long term, and that's something that I think is it feels really intense though. Like it kind of feels like a really cool bond you have with somebody, like in a relationship. It feels like there's something really special here. Aw, I like that, Scorpio. Okay, let's look into the Fool. Like it has a really good long-term potential because of the 10 of Pentacles. Like this is like forever kind of thing. So you guys may be coming into like some kind of, it's almost, I heard the word like building or like unification. So it's like building, you know, that bond is building and growing and solidifying. So interesting. Okay, so the Three of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Fool. So you may be kind of moving away from a heartbreak. Something that kind of disappointed, something that did disappoint you. Something that caused maybe even a betrayal. I'm hearing like a betrayal, or like a really big disappointment, or just I heard something not being what you thought it was. And so you're kind of going into this experience on like you're kind of moving away from that energy, and you're moving into a new path. You're starting a new chapter with the Queen of Wands. And then look at that. Yeah. Like you're kind of setting your sights elsewhere, you know, like you're looking forward to your future, and you're kind of like, you know what, I'm done with this Three of Swords. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to look towards my future and see what other options are out there for me. And there's still time for me. I'm going to go be happy. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to be happy is what I'm hearing. Let me pick one more for the Three of Swords here. Just want to see what's Four of Wands. Yeah, so this could be like in a marriage situation. Here, there's some kind of broken heart here for you, Scorpio. I think there's some kind of, you know, situation that really just has disappointed you, but it kind of feels like you're shifting your focus onto better things is what it kind of feels like here. And then on the other hand, you also have another like energy here that's long-term that you are, and it kind of feels like it's on the side, like it's not like a forefront of your energy, but it's there, you know, like the energy is there, and it's almost like it's kind of like it's reserved its place in your life, you know, like it's kind of reserved its, like it belongs, like something belongs with you. Okay, guided message, guidance card for Scorpio for this week of November 1st to November 7th. Here and now. So make sure you just stay present, you know, make sure you Don't project too far into the future or dwell too much into the past. There's a lot going on right here for you right now, and it kind of feels like it's important you to stay focused, because that will help you to kind of carry forward into the future here. So, okay, let me pick one more here for you, Scorpio. One more guidance card for Scorpio here. By the book. Okay, so doing things in a very methodical way, which is kind of what I felt like with the King of Swords. So like I kind of feel like with this card, it feels like if you want to get to where you want to go, it's like do things in order and do things the right way. And then it will really turn into what you wanted to turn into, rather than trying to rush through something, or rather than trying to kind of like step ahead, like, charge on ahead towards what you want and skipping a bunch of steps. There's something here about being present and doing like the day-to-day things that you need to do in order for you to build to where you want to go, is what I'm sensing. So kind of stay focused. That's going to be really important for you this month, actually, is to stay focused on that goal and to stay focused on moving forward. So that is your message for this week of November 1st to November 7th. I hope that was helpful, Scorpio. And I think you have some interesting things coming up for you. There's a lot of good, beautiful plans in place with the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So I think that I'm excited to see what the rest of this month has in store for you. So best of luck, Scorpio, and I'll be moving on to Sagittarius next. Okay, Sagittarius, what do we have coming up for you this week of November 1st to November 7th? What do we have coming up for you this week of November 1st to November 7th? Oh, okay. There's some cards falling down here, so let me go grab those real quick. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. Oh, interesting. The Six of Pentacles reversed and the King of Cups reversed. Okay, so there may be something here in a relationship, and it kind of feels like there might have been a separation. There might be something where, it's like people are not seeing eye to eye. People are not like meeting each other halfway. There's a lot of discord, a lot of emotions, there's not very much emotional control, maybe not very much empathy or coming from like a compassionate place is what it kind of feels like. So it feels like there's something kind of intense happening for Sagittarius. Let's see, okay. Let's clarify the Three of Swords, please, Sagittarius. Justice. Okay, interesting. So there may be some kind of justice that's coming in, the balancing of the scales for some kind of, there could be some healing also that's taking place, something where we are finally healing some sort of heartbreak that happened a long time ago is what I'm kind of sensing here. Oh, interesting. Page of Cups and then Two of Cups. Interesting. So this may be kind of something that happened in the past is what I'm kind of sensing. The Three of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and King of Cups, where there was a big heartbreak. There might have been a lot of like chaos and turmoil where, people were not seeing eye to eye. There was a fight. There was no coming together. There was no support towards one thing. It's like just not, it was not not happening in the way that it needed to happen in order for it to heal. And so I kind of feel like there's some healing energy that's happening within a relationship where, you know, the scales are being rebalanced, and then there's maybe some conversation, some heart-to-heart conversations. And so there may be kind of like a rejoining of like coming together again, a reconciliation. Okay, 3 of Swords, Justice here. So yeah, kind of revealing secrets is what I'm kind of seeing, like revealing secrets or coming out in the open and being honest about what happened or what transpired. So there seems to be kind of like needing to come out and to talk about things that we've kept hidden, things that we have kept to ourselves and not really revealed. And then the Emperor card this is about regaining some sort of control, maybe. This could also be taking an initiative is what I heard. So like taking an initiative. It could also be someone who is trying to also maybe control a situation as well. But I really kind of feel like there's some healing that's coming in for you, Sagittarius. But I also kind of feel like that there's something here about needing to take walls down to heal from those wounds from the past. So in order for some kind of healing to take place, there's like this need to kind of come out of our comfort zone of protecting ourselves and to really tune into our emotions and really tune into let me pick one more here. Tune into our empathy is what I'm hearing. Like there may be also an overflowing of our, like the heart opening and being honest and allowing that honesty to melt away the boundaries. That's what I'm hearing. Because that's where the real healing will take place. And that's where you can have like this reunion or this coming together, or at least a reconciliation. Maybe pick one more there. Sagittarius. Yeah, there's something definitely changing and shifting for you, Sagittarius. And it feels like it's in a relationship. And it feels like it's a relationship that kind of had this like turmoil in it in the past. And it was not like a very good experience because we had a lot of heartbreak and loss there and betrayal even. But it feels like you're kind of moving into a very healing space where it's like the space is opening up for you to heal with another person and to reconcile and to kind of work through some of the wounds. But I kind of also feel like there's some walls that need to be taken down, and there's some egos that need to be put to the side as well, and some secrets that need to be revealed as well, because there could be some holding back, like not really being fully. So there's kind of like some things that are coming along with it, and that opportunity is being presented to you or in this like relationship or in this dynamic. And I think how we approach this situation will determine in what direction the relationship goes from there. So if both parties can kind of allow themselves to take down their walls and have an honest conversation, then it will kind of change the trajectory or the energy of what that relationship has always been. If that makes sense. Treasure Island. And you may find that you really kind of, it clears up a lot of confusion or maybe some fog and you may actually like to hear the truth about something that, because you may have been thinking that it was something else. But really, when you hear maybe the other person's side of the story, it's like, oh, I had no idea, like, why didn't you tell me that? I wouldn't have ever thought this if you just told me that. And we could have avoided this whole thing. So it's kind of that kind of thing. There may be a relief of wanting to hear the truth about something. You may be pleasantly surprised at the truth about something here. By the book and a loyal heart. Yeah. So I really kind of feel like there's some really sacred, really special relationship here. And there's something where we kind of need to do it in a certain way in order for it to happen in the way that it needs to happen, where it's destined to happen. So I kind of feel like there's a really special, beautiful relationship that's worth exploring. But it kind of feels like there's some kind of growth process and healing process that's happening between the couple right now, or the partnership. I want to pick one more here. I want to pick an angel card for, I feel inspired to. I didn't pick it for every single sign, but for some reason, some of the signs I felt like needed an extra card here. Retreat. Yeah. So just take some time to yourself, make sure you take care of yourself, because it could be bringing up some heavier energies here. So I think that it's good. What I'm hearing is like, take it slow this week, because it'll be a lot like kind of coming in for you. So, okay. A beautiful week, healing week. And I think it'll leave you with a lot to think about. So I wish you all the best, Sagittarius, this week. And I hope this was helpful. And I will see you all for next week. Bye, everyone.